All right, good morning. I'm Sergeant Jeff Clark with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Office of Public Information. We're here to do our annual New Year's Eve safety press conference, and so that's what we will be discussing here today, just anything related to New Year's Eve safety. As a matter of introduction, we are going to have the Sheriff of Clark County, Joseph Lombardo, and the Clark County Fire Chief, Greg Castle, speaking first, and they will be followed by Clark County Commission Chairman Steve Sisolak. So let me introduce Sheriff Lombardo and Chief Castle.
Morning. Morning. That was pretty pathetic. Is that your guys' beer? Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I think it's important for you to be here today because of what's going to take place here shortly in our valley. And that's obviously America's Party, New Year's Eve. And I think it's important to get out to the public what exactly mitigating factors we put in place to ensure everybody's safety and make sure everybody enjoys their celebration. So recently, I'm not sure if you're aware, our celebration was upgraded by the federal government to a level SEER 1 event. And what does that mean to the general public? Well, they categorize different special events by different levels. The categories go from 1 to 3, 3 being the least important to 1 being the most important. And that's based on attendance, the length of the event, and what the event is intended to do, economic impact and everything else associated with the economy. So SEER 1 was the designator given to us by the federal government. It's been a multi-year process of myself and our emergency management folks talking to DHS to ensure that we can elevate our SEER process and what that brings along with it. Previously it was SEER 3, and through those years of conversations and obviously the threat picture that's occurring across the world, the federal government seemed fit to elevate us to SEER 1. And what does that mean to you? It means a substantial amount of resources brought to the valley to ensure our safety. So there's a couple of things that I will list to give you some information. It's not all inclusive, the list, but the common question is, what are we doing different this year as compared to previous years? So in previous years, we had spotters in elevated positions throughout the downtown area and the strip corridor, but this year, along with those spotters, they will be accompanied by snipers, individuals in possession of rifles to ensure safety if a threat is recognized. So that'll be a little bit different response. Quick response teams. In years past, we had 2 quick response teams on the east side and the west side of the Las Vegas Strip to ensure we had response in case of a critical incident. But this year, we are breaking them down into smaller teams, and the numbers are going to be doubled as reference to the number of teams moving forward. And the quick response teams are, if we experience a critical incident that's going to tax the resources that are available in the immediate vicinity of the event, these quick response teams will respond and form a team and eliminate the threat as soon as possible. Additionally, we will have intelligence personnel provided by the federal government to partner with our current intelligence personnel, and they will provide information, intelligence, and anything that they analyze that they are receiving from different venues such as social media that could be a benefit to the troops on the ground. Medical kits and TAC medics. The federal government has seen fit to bring us additional medical supplies such as tourniquets and bandages, and they will be staged throughout the celebration areas, so we have quick response for our first responders, to include the fire department, have access to those medical kits if needed. Along with that will be TAC medics. We have a certain level or a certain number of EMT personnel staged throughout the valley, but the federal government will bring in TAC medics to supplement those individuals. Canines. Canine is always a beneficial when we utilize them for discovery of evidence or securing an area. We do not utilize them for crowd control, but they're important for securing the area prior to an event, and then eventually for evidence discovery if in fact there is an event. Additional air assets. LVMPD has their existing air assets. They will be provided on a long-term basis directly towards the events at DTACT and the Strip, but the federal government is bringing additional air assets to assist us in that surveillance. Mobile command posts will be staged throughout the valley. Traditionally, we had 2 in place, and they were our own assets here in the valley, but the federal government, along with DHS and the FBI, will each bring a mobile command post to assist us in communications if needed. Some of the most common questions are numbers. So the National Guard, they participate each and every year, but this year their numbers are going to double. So the governor's seen fit to assist us in that endeavor, and we expect 300 plus National Guard troops to assist us at the actual events and the airport. And police officers deployed, including calls for service responsibilities, will be right around 1,500 plus. And that will be through a 3-day window, not just during New Year's Eve, but before and after the celebration. You have any you want to add as far as assets? No? All right, in closing, I'm confident every available resource is being used to make sure this New Year's Eve will be safe. As always, law enforcement can't do this alone, so I'm asking that while you are out enjoying the festivities, that you'll also be observant and notify police if you notice anything suspicious or that it just doesn't look right. The mantra, see something, say something. Nothing's too small to say something. We'll have plenty of resources available to take phone calls, no matter how mundane they are or insignificant you believe to be the information. We have the resources to accommodate you. So we're asking each and every individual to include the employees of the casino environment to provide us any information that would be beneficial for us from preventing any incident from happening. So at this point, I'd like to bring up the chair of the Clark County Commission, Steve Sisolak.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate you all being here today. I've just got a few brief comments. Nobody puts on a New Year's Eve show like Las Vegas, and never will it be as safe as it will be this year. I understand that some people may be anxious in light of what happened on 1 October, but the federal upgrade in the SEER level, the installation of bollards along the Strip, sidewalks, and preparation taken by Metro and local, state, and federal private sector partners will bring an unprecedented level of security to the festivities. The safety measures in place are impressive. There are additional federal assets this year, as the Sheriff spoke of, with personnel and equipment. Metro has added spotters, snipers, and strike teams capable of rapidly deploying within hotel properties. The police and Clark County Fire presence should serve to reassure all of our visitors that they can enjoy themselves in the safest possible environment. I'm glad that we were able to install the first tranche of almost 800 bollards along Las Vegas Strip before the festivities begin this weekend. This will go far in protecting our visitors, not only this weekend, but afterwards as well. And we will be installing another 7,500 bollards in 2018. Our public works staff works closely with Metro to implement various traffic and pedestrian control measures. They'll be setting up an astounding 4,200 crowd control metal barricades on the Las Vegas Strip. When the party's over, they'll be picking up approximately 15 tons of trash left behind. I'd also like to take this opportunity to remind visitors and residents alike about items that are prohibited on the Strip on New Year's Eve. You'll see some of those behind me here. Those items include bottles, large bags, strollers, backpacks, and coolers. I recognize that it's an inconvenience, but these restrictions are for everyone's safety, and of course we encourage everyone to pay attention to them before heading out to the Strip for festivities. Thank you all very much and wish everyone a safe and happy 2018.
Thank you, Steve. So as far as road closures, the commissioner mentioned the bollards. We anticipate the first phase to be completed prior to the celebration. Additionally, as in years past, we will have the intersections closed with high-capacity vehicles to prevent and assist us preventing from anybody from accessing the sidewalk areas or the pedestrian areas in the roadway and causing us harm. So the times associated with road closures and intersection closures and access to Las Vegas Boulevard and downtown area command, Fremont Street area, will be posted by the Public Information Office on a continual basis so the community will know exactly what to expect. So at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. No, there is not a known threat. The question was, Tier 1 would indicate there's a known threat or a possible threat to the Las Vegas community, and that's not exactly true. There is no known threat at this time, but the Tier 1 has been a culmination of a couple years of conversation with Department of Homeland Security, and like I said, it's based on the level of attendance and national significance at the event, and everybody calls it America's Party, so there's some national significance associated with that, and that's the reason for the Tier 1 designator. Yes, sir.
When was this event designated as Tier 1?
A couple months ago. I can't give you the exact date. We can get that for you. The question was, are we partner with Uber? Yes, absolutely. Uber has come on as a corporate sponsor for the New Year's event to provide us with assistance in transportation, especially people that get overly intoxicated, and also as eyes and ears to assist us in what we need to do as have a successful event.
Sheriff, given the current threat environment, do you have large truck rental locations to watch?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, ma'am.
Given the current threat environment that we live in, do you have large rental truck locations to watch, as well as parking garages?
All critical infrastructure is under surveillance.
When you talk about air surveillance, what type are you talking about?
Helicopter support.
Talked about the use of snipers. Would snipers be used to fire into a crowd of people?
No, there's a use of force, deadly force protocol that has to be abided by, an escalation of force, and target identification. No, snipers aren't intended for to fire into large crowds.
How would they be used?
They're utilized for a single identified individual is intending to cause harm. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your time today.